Hey guys, we're back with another episode today, and we're going to be talking about idols. So before we get started, I have a question for you.
Good, I had a question for you.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. If someone gave you the option to become invisible on command, would you take it? Or would you deny that superpower?
Man, that's hard. I think I would. How long? How long would you be invisible for?
As long as you want.
I don't think I'd want it. Probably not.
Why?
There's just no need to have it. I mean, if we're here, I don't need it.
That's so real.
I really don't see why I would need it.
I know. I feel like back in the day, I'd been like, yeah, like, heck yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
But now I feel like it would only lead to, like,
bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why do you need to be invisible unless you're being sneaky?
Mm-hmm.
Also, I would probably try to, like, eavesdrop on people to see what they think about me.
Yeah,
and that can never be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
Why is he, like, rubbing his head like that?
He's, like, sad. He's like, yeah. He's literally Eeyore.
All right, what's your question?
Okay, my question is, what animal would Jesus be?
A lamb?
I was thinking a lion.
Ooh, the lion and the lamb.
Yeah.
I mean, he is quite literally the Lamb of God.
Wait, what's the Lion of Judah? That's literally what I was about to say. I think it's just in a song.
Wait, hold on. We have a guest star today. So we have a question. What's the Lion of Judah?
The Lion of Judah is referring to Jesus.
Oh.
Why is he the Lion of Judah?
Because he is from the tribe of Judah. His lineage comes from the tribe of Judah. And the lion obviously is the king of the jungle. And so because he is the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and he comes from the tribe of Judah, he is the Lion of Judah.
It's just like Lion
Thank you
King.
for that.
Lion King is literally a Christian movie.
We'll talk about that. What do you think, Kitty? She agrees. I mean, in Lion King, he's the lion. His dad dies. Like, I'm not seeing the connection here. I'm not. Can you expound on that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know, but like they raise up
Right.
the son
To be king.
Yeah. So that's just where I get that.
That's
and then
usually...
God is like Mufasa and Jesus is Simba.
Well, Mufasa died in the movie, so...
Okay, so Jesus is actually both of them, just at different stages of life.
Right.
Anyways, that's irrelevant.
Right. Okay. Yeah, so Jesus is the lion and the lamb, obviously.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of crazy, actually, because, like, those two things are so different.
Yeah.
But he is both. So that's super cool. Yeah, we were deciding what to talk about, and Clara suggested we talk about idols. And I was like, yeah, that's good. Let's do that. And then I was reading this book today. It's a good one. It's called The Holy Bible. And I'm reading in Exodus, and I happened to read Exodus 20 today. And it's titled The 10 Commandments.
Wow.
And verse 4 says, "Do not make an idol for yourself, whether in the shape of anything in the heavens above, or on the earth below, or in the waters under the earth. Do not bow and worship to them, and do not serve them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, bringing the consequences of the father's iniquity on the children to the third and fourth generations of those who hate me, but showing faithful love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commands." So that's kind of cool that I read about idols right after we decided to talk about it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, this is one of the 10 Commandments. It's pretty important that we obey this. And so what do you think it means to make an idol for yourself?
Basically putting anything above God.
Yeah, okay. What does that look like practically?
I could see an idol as being like a sport or a job, a relationship, friends,
Right, but
a hobby.
how would you consider those things? At what point do they become idols?
Yeah, I don't really know when you would consider it an idol, honestly.
Okay, well, I would say practically what it looks like to put something above God is whenever you're spending more time on it than you are on God. And for two, whenever you're thinking of it more than you think about God.
And I feel like that's pretty much everything in everyone's life. I mean, I would play sports for like 3 hours. I never read my Bible for 3 hours.
No, but like we should be in constant prayer. So like,
but most people
like
aren't
God
just,
should
like,
always
constantly
be on your
praying.
mind. Like not even if you're like actively praying, but he should always be on your mind, and you should always be thinking about like how you can serve him and how you can see him and what's around you.
Yeah.
And in that case, then like if you're really living your life for him, then every decision you make is going to be with him on your mind.
Yeah.
And I would say that counts for time spent with him, I guess. But here's what the word says, so let's just go there. It says, do not bow and worship to them, and do not serve them. So I think that tells us right there what it means to have an idol is whenever you're serving something.
What do you mean by serving something?
Whenever you're serving something that's not God. So, it's a good question, actually. What does it mean to serve something?
Because it's not like in the Old Testament where they were literally like bowing down to idols. And
yeah, I mean, the first part of the verse says don't bow down to them. But the second verse says don't serve them.
Yeah.
So, what does it look like to serve something? To serve something, if you're going to serve something, that makes you a servant of that thing. And another word for servant is slave. So if you're being a slave to something, then you're serving that thing.
So we should be a slave to God.
Yes.
Okay.
That is what we are called to do. But to be a slave to my schoolwork means, like, for me, I know what that looks like. It's just like spending so much time on it, letting it consume me, letting it control how I spend my time, letting it tell me what to do. So if I have so much schoolwork, or if I'm a slave to my schoolwork, then my schoolwork is telling me you can't go do something else right now because you have to work.
Yeah.
And if I'm like, yeah, I can't do that because I have to work. Like, sometimes that's fine. But if you're like constantly doing that, then you're a slave to that.
Yeah.
Same with your sports. If you're like, I can't go out and do something because I have to practice. Like, yeah, we have practice that we have to go to, but you don't always have to practice.
Yeah.
You know?
I used to think like if I would wake up and I wouldn't read my Bible first or something, then I wasn't putting God first, and like everything else that I did before reading my Bible or praying was idolizing. But I realized that's not really true.
Yeah, I mean, it can be true, but I wouldn't say that that's what qualifies something as an idol.
Yeah.
Because I feel like God should be the first thing on your mind. And if you're thinking of other things before you think of God in the morning, then that might be an idol.
Yeah.
But if, like, it's okay to have a routine for when you spend time with God.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't work always for everyone to be for the first thing in the morning. Like, it didn't work for me ever, because whenever I do it, whenever I pray, I just fall back asleep.
Yeah, that's what a lot of
And
people
then
say.
it becomes like, sometimes I just pray in the morning so that I can have more time to sleep. You know what I mean?
You know.
Like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wake up and then I'm gonna pray. And
I've done that before.
But, like, really, it's like, I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
Yeah, but my prayers in the morning are not long at all.
Yeah.
Like, I make
Yeah, I
sure
still
to keep
pray in
them
the
short so
prayers
that
in the morning.
I don't make myself fall back asleep.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, so, but there are other things like people that you can idolize.
Yeah.
So, if you're trying to please someone more than you're trying to please God, then that's an idol, I would say. Or if you're a slave to someone and that, like, you do everything you do based on what they say or based on what they want, or like trying to impress them, then that's an idol, I would say. But we can also be a slave to like ourselves, like our hobbies. Like going to the gym can be an idol, and we can make our bodies an idol if we're like controlled by how we look or how many times we go to the gym and how many times we work out and comparing ourselves to others.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually so true, because if you're thinking more things that other people say than what God says, then I feel like that means you're idolizing that thing. My testimony is the blood, and if you say that it is done, it is done. So be it, God. So be it, God. Do you think there's things in church that you can idolize that, like, isn't good to idolize?
You can idolize church.
Okay, expand.
I mean, if you're how we talk about religion and relationship, same thing. Like, if you're more religious than you are, like, if your religion is more important and apparent than your relationship with God, then yeah, church is an idol, I would say. Like, well, like we can see literal idols in like Orthodox and Catholic churches sometimes, where they do have literal idols that they like worship. So if you're worshiping the church or you're worshiping the cross or whatever it is, instead of worshiping God, then that's obviously an idol. Maybe like if you're serving the church for the wrong reasons,
Yeah.
then that's an idol. If you're not serving in the church for God, then that's an idol.
Yeah. I was gonna.
Yeah. So like, why are you serving? Why are you leading worship? Why are you helping out with the kids? Is it because you want to be up on stage for everyone to see you? Is it because you just love to sing? Is it because you just love to play instruments? Or are you doing it to glorify God?
Yeah.
Same thing with preaching and teaching. Like, our motivation behind everything we do, I think, is really what it comes down to whenever we identify something as an idol.
Yeah, that's actually so true.
Yeah. And I think our jobs can be an idol I think it's really easy for jobs to become an idol if we're not going at it with the right attitude and the right heart. Like, again, why are you working? Like, we should see all of our jobs, no matter what it is, as a mission field. So if we're not seeing our workplace as a mission field and as a way to minister to others, and we're just doing it for the money, or we're just going through the motions and putting all of our time into it without ever thinking about why God has us there and what we can do to serve Him through it, then that's an idol.
Yeah, which actually, I was just thinking at my work, I feel like my work is very obvious to tell who is probably Christian and who is not, just from the way that they treat the residents.
Well, hopefully the Christians treat the residents nicely.
Yeah. Like, I feel like as far as I see, they're always like the sweet ones, even if they're having a bad day.
Yeah.
But most people are,
right, and that's
maybe
such
not
a good
like that.
Right, that's such a good opportunity for you to be able to show the love of Christ.
Yeah. I was just thinking that because when you think no one else is seeing you, like, first of all, someone might actually be seeing you, even when you're like I'm still going to treat the resident nice, even though I'm in the room, nobody else is in there. Like, God sees that, and you never know if someone else is going to see it too.
Right.
So it's like never get mean or something when you think you're by yourself. Or
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's always someone watching.
Yeah.
And if no one is, God is.
Yeah.
So.
School can easily become an idol.
For sure.
I mean, that's actually kind of a hard one because, like, I know in the nursing program, it's like everyone is just like, yeah, like, you don't even take one breath. You're just like, study, 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 study. And it's like, that's not
Tell me about it.
okay. Like, it shouldn't be like that.
Mm-hmm. I realized that this semester, like, in the past, I've always been like, yeah, school is definitely an idol for me because I just do it. I just did it, like, all the time, and I was definitely a slave to it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, literally, I was thinking, I would go to the gym for an hour. I would go to chapel on whenever we had it, and I would sometimes eat dinner with people. And then I would spend, like, an hour with God a day.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the hours in my day were spent studying, like, every single second.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's a good sign that something's an idol if you're spending.
But like
all
then
your
it's
time
also
on
it's
it.
like this is literally school. Like you have to get
Right.
good grades, you have to pass. So it's like you have to put in a certain amount of time of studying.
Mm-hmm. And I am kind of conflicted about that because this semester, that's not how I am at all. Like, I actually,
As you literally came in my room yesterday and you're like, I have so much to study, like I don't even think I'm gonna get it all done.
I mean, I do. I have a lot, but guess what? Like,
Senioritis is kicking in.
it is, but like last semester, I would not. This is like 4 weekends in a row I'm coming home, I think.
Yeah.
Last semester, I would have definitely not been able to sacrifice my whole Friday night and my whole Saturday. But like this semester, I actually could do that.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm conflicted because like this semester, I've actually had time to do other things and have free time. It's crazy. Like, I've actually spent a lot of time with my friends, and it's been so good. And it's been so fun. And, like, doing airband and everything, it's been so fun. But it makes me realize, like, I can do this stuff because my workload is so much lighter. So then I'm like, I mean, yeah, I probably was still idolizing school in the past, but actually, like, I just genuinely had an unfathomable amount of work to do.
Yeah.
And this semester I'm realizing how it is for like people who don't have a ton of work to do all the time.
But like with school, I still try not to work over the weekend. Like I totally could. I could totally get work done and study a ton, but I just kind of try not to a ton.
That's good. Yeah, see, in the past I could never do that. But
I mean, sometimes you do have to
sometimes
take
like
up.
you can't.
Yeah.
But what I've tried to do, and I think is a really good way to make sure something doesn't become an idol, is to set aside your Sunday to not do it at all.
Like the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm. So I've been working on Sabbathing for the past few years, and it's definitely not easy, but like my teacher told me, if you don't start now, there's never going to be a better time to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you're just going to keep getting busier, honestly. So if you decide now, I'm not going to do any work on Sundays, then there you are, like, giving that time to God.
Yeah.
Well, you should be anyways, and not doing work. Which, sometimes it's still hard. Like, sometimes, since I'm not really going to do any work today, I'm going to do work tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to do some work today, but I'm going to be gone all day.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to do some work tomorrow. So, sometimes I balance it out. And I didn't do any work yesterday night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do work on Sunday, which honestly probably is still not good because it's not, like, it should be time that's set aside for God. which I still am going to go to church and stuff, but
Yeah.
what?
I don't know. ASMR. Well, guys, with that being said, I think we're going to close it. We're going to close it out in prayer. Would you lead us to the throne room
Would
of grace?
Oh my goodness, I would love to.
That's awesome. Bow your heads with us.
Dear Jesus, thank you for giving us voices to talk about you. And thank you for giving us ears to hear about you. Thank you for giving us each other to yap with about you. And thank you for giving us your word that we can speak, that we can hear your voice. And thank you for giving us minds that are able to at least understand part of who you are and what you are doing for us and what you've done in the world. Thank you for giving us the ability to explore and discover more as we get to know you more and you reveal more to us. Thank you for our safety and our health and for technology that we can do this with. And thank you for your grace and your mercy and giving us chance after we idolize things and say we're not going to anymore. Lord, thank you for forgiving us. And I just pray that you would give us that you would convict us in the things that are idols in our lives, and that you would give us the strength to lay them down at your feet. And just bless everyone who's listening, and I pray that they would go out and bless others and that they would be inspired. And we love you and thank you and praise you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.